Well, we have Takibi at least, who for some reason is playing Nordak, presumably because he hasn't gotten Wyoming yet and is trying to get Arizona.
He did.
Understandable, my
I follow him
condolences.
with Wyoming, but
I mean,
like he's just baiting it or something.
I just ground Arizona out by Pittsburgh.
Later on.
That's fair.
Well,
My opinion on Pittsburgh has gotten a lot better over the, 20 to 30 matches it took to... What, Mag, why are you in my ass?
He is probably...
Your cap.
Like, in terms of absolute power, I think she's my favorite heavy cruiser. In terms of, like, tier for tier power, I prefer the 5.0 heavy cruisers easily, because not having to meet battleships is a very welcome sight.
Yeah.
And also they get to rip destroyers a new one, which is a little funny.
sure what to do. Cool.
Oh, there's a Hungarian to your left.
Flushed.
Very good.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing about Pittsburgh that I like so much is it's gotten me very excited for Des Moines. Just, if I can get 10 RPM off those guns, holy fuck.
No. I will say that Nara doesn't have anything to do with Des Moines digitized.
Unfortunate. At the very least, we do have load cycles uploaded. So the load cycle, we can get cited for a report.
Yeah, there's an entire manual in the auto.
Yeah, which is really nice. Like, I'm happy that exists, because the fucking suggestion says 7.5 second reload, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here.
That should be its stock reload. If you're going to...
I mean, it shouldn't have a stock reload, it's an autoloader.
Yeah, but Gaijin.
And, yeah, I see at least one PK.
I guess they'll probably just give it a mod that's like... repaired autoloader or something.
I mean, honestly, they'll just make it crew-based, because we have HMS Tiger with crew scaling for her 3-second 6-inch guns. Like, the Royal Navy cruisers is built different. They just fucking load that 6-inch gun in 3 seconds.
Which is funny because...
Oh god.
Belfast's rate of fire is so low because they're hand-loaded. And hand-rammed.
It's either 2 Marlboros or 2 Cayugas, and there's a Paris.
Count the shells. 3...
It was 5, but I don't know if you went full broadside.
Let's just look at the Marlboro. The guy whose name I'm going to read as Milk is a Paris. Tone is a Marlboro.
Yeah, then that's what I was seeing was a Marlboro.
Oh my god.
And then we still have insert numbers here and math.
Oh, they actually have 4, man.
Yeah. Math and 3 HMS guys. I can see the Marlboro. The Tone, the Marlboro that is.
Yeah, Tone is a Marlboro.
Oh, as is Number Man. So it's 2 Marls,
Could we just hide?
a PK, and whatever Mathematic is in.
He's in a battle cruiser. Might be playing Congo. No, wait.
Kongo's classified as a battleship, yeah. It's only a battlecruiser in the files, yeah.
Realized.
A little bit.
If the that's probably Scharnhorst then, because I can't think of a battlecruiser that I'd want to play otherwise.
Yeah, because Invincible is...
Dog water.
Invincible is what it is. It's an armored cruiser.
Yeah, she's definitely not,
I'm sorry.
she's more cruiser than battle.
Well, that's the thing, is battle cruiser is a propaganda term.
Cruiser battle.
Invincible is the next step of evolution after Icoma, basically. The same way
Despite coming before Icoma in a lot of ways.
I just mean in terms of Icoma is an armored cruiser. Invincible is an armored cruiser.
She's a more mature design in that capacity.
Yeah.
Or at least more fleshed out towards its role, rather than just taking the guns and making them bigger.
Flushed out. Flushed.
Flush.
Yeah.
Is that what the cat in the toilet was doing earlier?
So that's what he means, stall speed.
But yeah, Yes, I'm in a stock Ecoma with a stat card speed of 18.75 knots. Or
Yeah,
18.7 knots.
That's the product of... So whatever listed speed that the stat card needs to reference from, it will often be pulling from a value which itself will have a leeway. Yeah, well, the point is that the stat card is technically dynamic, but it's referencing different sections of the FM file, or in this case the ship file, right? What's notable about it is that oftentimes the listed value is one that is dependent upon a value which is a bit varied. And more notably, pretty much every listed value in a flight model file have a 10% leeway.
Should I also mention...
You get 10% leeway on VNE.
The maximum speed the ship ever attained was 21.7 knots, and I'm doing that stock.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Someone's getting a Skype. Or is it Teams? It's Teams. I don't know, they're both Microsoft now, aren't they?
The main thing is that was Skype, I believe, but the main thing is just that flight models intrinsically have a 10% leeway, basically, a bit of a grace range on their listed values, and we can't really avoid that because if we ever try to scale for that, I assure you that people will bug report it, and it's going to involve 1,000,007 bug reports for everything. So. They have to basically just, that's more of a case that they need to make sure that naval flight models are scaled differently or behave from a fundamentally different way.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a capacity to direct them to do that. I don't know how this code is actuated on the developer side because dev tools are not privy to me.
Could I be recording what you're saying right now?
I mean... Yeah, probably not. It's not like this breaks NDA. I'm just interpreting.
Okay, there
code,
we go. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah, it's just I definitely can't say that this is what I guess this is not fact in the sense that I can't say, oh yeah, this is what the developers are doing. It's just I've tested the ship models with custom user models by modifying their end speed and basically just adjusting their listed speeds to Mach speed, and you definitely get to see the margin. It's pretty much the plane margin, which is roughly 10%.
Okay, but still.
Oh wow, the Mi-24 is barely able to keep itself afloat on one engine.
My comment is that I'm going faster than what this thing's trial speed was.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see some funny numbers, and I expect that to be a trend.
This is the only ship I've seen this in.
It should be everyone. So
no, I have yet to exceed 30 knots in Pittsburgh.
Interesting. Well, more just take a look at the stat card. Yeah, take a look at the stat card.
18.7.
Yeah. No, I mean of any vehicle. And take a look at the listed top speed for that given stat card.
41. I have never reached 41 in Shimakaze.
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure I've exceeded that, in fact.
I think I get 40 on a good day.
I spend a lot... Whenever I play Shima... Oh yeah, I play in an arcade, no wonder. I was like, oh yeah, of course I get over that. But yeah, because she goes fucking 93 kph in an arcade. She goes as fast as a long lens.
I've still yet to find Mathematica. I see the other three blokes in his squad.
He's in a way the fuck over near our cargoes.
Okay.
He's on the other side of the island over,
Oh, y'all playing Encounter. My condolences.
We're playing Encounter on Kavarkin against a 4-man squad consisting of a Sharn, 2 Morals, and a PK.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't sound too hot. That sounds like a...
And it's an up tier for us. So
and it's a full up tier. Yeah.
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 Not that I would have anything to play Encounter even if we were at BR.
I mean... You do, you're in a destroyer, it's fast and it has torpedoes, that's what you kind of want for Encounter.
I'm not closing on a Sharn though.
I mean, you have a better chance of fighting the Sharn than I do.
What y'all playing?
We're trying to play 6-0.
Oh, that's probably not a great idea on the weekends.
I mean, it's been a reasonable idea. It worked yesterday.
That's good.
It was Friday, it was Saturday then.
This is also part of the reason why I was trying to give you an invite, because that way we could both play Hugas.
I would not be playing Huga.
But Or I'd get you in a PK.
Well, first thing,
and then we would
I've literally yet to try our Arizona. I don't expect her to be good, but I kind of like want to give her a spin.
Still,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd welcome an Arizona.
But I want to get. So I'm expecting that with Heli PvE being what it is, as in it's reasonably popular, relatively consistent. It's not great gains, but it's consistent gains, and people are active. That the devs have been sort of waiting for a way to start spamming out more helicopter content, and consequently, there is more sort of impetus for padding out certain tech trees.
But helicopters are boring.
Yes, but they are stupidly strong in ground forces, and I want to get myself my cancer planes before they become paywalled, essentially.
Fucking Marlboro disappeared and unlocked target.
But yeah, the straight and narrow of it is basically I want to ensure that I can get myself a Tiger UHT, a K-52, and a few other meme cars before they get fucking stonewalled by 1,000,007 different helicopters. I assure you that they're going to do something to increase the number of at least American, maybe the Germans, because those are the largest BR gaps between
largest BR gaps, largest wallet warriors too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of incentive for them to effectively stonewall that. They've already stonewalled a lot of the Russian stuff because a shit ton of stuff to grind through, but even then it's still quite accessible. So
nice.
Like,
hey, whole braid.
Nice. But yeah, my goal is to get that stuff done, so I don't have to worry about it later, because like the grind is not insignificant. Let's put it that way, even right now. And so adding more of that would be of sizable concern.
So, speaking of just padding content because Freya Booze and Verbs.
Yeah.
Why haven't they just, like, copy-pasted half a dozen different destroyers for the US tree or something to get people to... Because, like, every patch,
I feel like they will be.
They add a single vehicle to the US tree, and it takes me, like, a week to get it, and then I just don't play the US again until the next patch.
Welcome to my experience with Japan. I have basically only got to grind Congo, and then I don't really have anything else to grind right now.
Understandable. I've got Congo, Alba, half of Setsu, and frick, what's it? Hayanami. That's it.
Yeah. Hayanami is the event vehicle.
No, Hayanami's the rank 2 destroyer.
Yeah. Oh, that's... You mean Ayanami or Harukaze?
That one. The
Hayanami is the
post-war four-man's Yugure.
Yeah, the Hayanami is a Yugumo class premium right now.
Right.
I'm gonna sing.
That they distribute, I think, winter? I'd like to say. I
Maybe.
completely forgot when they added that thing.
I don't know, I didn't get it.
Oh yeah, probably winter then, because it was a 5-task reward, I think. Yuguda is the crafting reward.
Yeah, Yugure, because nothing else in that event was interesting.
Oh
There,
yeah,
yeah.
that one with the twin 25 on the front.
I believe so. I genuinely have no memory when they added that thing.
Oh, the only reason I recall it at all is because it's one of the only destroyers that had the stupid army armored shield for the 25. It's literally the only reason I recall it.
Quite fair.
Because there were a bunch of people who thought it had like a twin Bofors on the front, and I was like, no, it's just the 25 with a rare gun shield.
Yeah, I believe that was reported by Eisens, in fact. Because, of course, he has data on every single, like, obscure piece of IJN technology.
It's not even IJN, it's an IJA field now for the army.
Amazing.
At least as far as I recall, it's actually from the army. And the Navy just took it because it made sense.
Fair. Reasonable.
Inter-service rivalry stops when you make something that's mutually useful.
I mean, to a point, there have been mutually useful technologies that have been not
for sure.
proliferated.
For sure, yeah. I'm memeing anyway. I'm gonna fucking die. I don't have any smoke left.
Well, at least you
Yeah,
had
face
some.
when they,
This Paris, I think it's the Paris, keeps salvoing me.
The Paris is shooting me.
Well, he was shooting me when I was spotted because he's the one who's gonna get kill credit when I die.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Admittedly, you are also on the opposite side of me to where he is, so if he misses me, his shells are going...
I watched him salvo me specifically.
And then
He might be shooting at you now because I'm unspotted.
Yeah,
But,
and also I'm shooting at him.
I'm just gonna run away, by the way. Have fun.
I'm attempting to run away, but you're like 3 times my speed.
Yeah, that's why I said have fun.
Did you know that there was a USS Satsuma?
USS Satsuma.
Yeah.
What
As
is it?
in, like, rather than the province, they just took a Mandarin and went, "Yep, this is a ship now."
I'd assume so. I exploded because a single round from a Paris hit my rear turret roof.
For a moment, I thought you meant that was actually something that happened to USS Satsuma.
Fuck. Now that means my distraction is gone.
Yep.
Unacceptable.
Shimakaze
okay.
time.
It's okay. The battleship is no longer in the channel, so I'm just gonna run home.
Okay.
I'm gonna go hang around B2. You all have fun.
Oh, I thought you meant the B point. It was like, points to you for going all the way over to the other side of the map.
It is bold of you to assume I would venture that far away from home.
Well, I'm heading your direction. In the long boy.
Maybe I'll just stop and shoot at a Helena that's 12 kilometers away for a while.
Hmm.
Also, fun fact, the Clemson can fire 4 kilometers further than its maximum elevation allows in game.
Oh yeah.
That's a 20 kilometer range, and at 20 degrees elevation, which is what the stat card says for it. Or the x-ray says for it. It should only hit like 16.6 or so.
Yeah, but like, I think your conclusion was that 80% of US guns are wrong.
Every single one I looked at has the wrong flight time. The only ones I didn't get to look at, I don't have the shells for.
That's what I mean by 80% of US guns.
Yeah, and I would suspect if I checked all of them, they would all be wrong.
Probably.
I have no idea what shell is supposed to be on the Omaha, by the way.
I should also
She
state...
has like 5 shells that are all the exact same weight and muzzle velocity, but all have wildly different shell flight times. And I have no idea what one Gaijin is using.
It's probably a 105-pound common shell.
Yes, he has like 5 of those.
Oh.
And all of them have different flight times.
Fun. I'd wager they probably exist in the 1923 Op-4.
Are
no,
any of
it's
those
not a
flight
problem
timers?
identifying them. I don't know which one Gaijin choose.
Yeah. Are any of them matching what Gaijin has listed, or are they all
of them
just?
have weight and muzzle velocity. None of
No,
the
I'm-
walk I have doesn't give explosive filter. I guess I could try to.
No,
filter it
as
that
in,
way.
does that
But I'm
flight
pretty
time
sure the only
match a
thing
single
that-
6-inch shell?
No, none of them match.
Okay, then that's going to be a little funny to try to resolve, I suppose.
If one of them matched, I would have just assumed it was correct in game and went home.
Fair. That's quite fair.
Oh, the Helena is actually showing me. I'm gonna die right now.
Beep, beep. Okay, I am doing 41 knots in Shimakaze now. Also, kudos to whoever decided to actually add some variation to sea states and weather this patch.
Although I might actually, yes, Helena has really long flight times. That's what I just learned. So long that I was able to go up to 30 knots from 0 and just literally out-accelerate the shell flight.
So what you're saying is, you'd be perfectly happy playing Rodney right now.
Yes.
I just love the fact that her captain was very much a destroyer man.
They should have made a destroyer like battleship. That's a great idea. Give it the mission profile and everything.
And we're slowly moving to that point, you could argue.
But we're going the other way around. We're going destroyer into battleship.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd like them to go
oh,
battleship
you're
into
saying-
destroyer.
Well, that doesn't work. The Germans tried that.
What do you mean? Dirpitz is a great ship.
Well, she did exactly what her namesake would have wanted.
I'm talking more about Scharnhorst, but you know, whatever floats your little
Fair.
little.
I was
pathetic
thinking
baby.
mission profile, and I was like, well, mission profile, well, rating.
Well, mission profile, every German battleship of the world
Can I
of the
not
Second
fire
World War is a
further
battle
than
cruiser.
12.8 kilometers? Are you kidding?
You mean they're destroyers? Crap.
Wow. Mitsuki really
Destroyers
has personal
aren't
elevation.
intended to operate independently.
Negative.
Are they? I thought they
No.
were. I thought that was part of their... Because they have to do patrol duties.
A substantial part of the difference between destroyers and cruisers is that cruisers have enough supplies and fuel to operate independent of a mothership or a flotilla.
Then they definitely operated destroyers in World War II, like, off-doctrine, so to speak. With multiple
it might be
cases
right for the
of
Japanese,
singular... Well, in World War II in the Pacific, there were multiple instances of singular
There's a
destroyers
lot
in
of
patrol.
Isolated, yeah, or just isolated destroyer-only actions.
It's also
Yeah.
worth noting that for like the Americans at the beginning of World War II, it's because they didn't have anything else.
The Japanese extensively, I know, would often just use destroyers alone.
The Japanese
Yeah.
also liked using things to punch above their weight.
But
Well,
yeah,
the
that's my
cruiser-
point, though, is they weren't using them even close to doctrinally.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cruisers were also doctrinally designed to actually operate alongside and up to speed with the destroyers.
This Helena
That
has
was
bolt planes?
part of the 36 knot adjustment, basically. They brought up to 36 knots so they could keep up with destroyer forces.
Why is he still shelling me?
No
Like
idea.
30-second flight times. No, I see his shells falling fucking short of me.
Oh, I think he might have transitioned to me since we're between each other
Yeah,
now,
I don't know
but
why on earth you'd still be shooting at me. I'm moving evasively, and he has like
No.
a 40-plus second flight time to get to me.
there's an OS2U just there for some reason.
Yeah, no, I was about to ask if the Helena has float plane.
Helena
Yeah.
does have float planes, yeah.
Because I think he might be desperate enough to kill me at this point. Because he seems really
Oh.
annoyed at me.
Well, I was shooting at the float plane, got a hit, and it landed and seems to have rammed into that rail bank there. Or even rail, it's just an
yeah,
embankment.
another thing I learned, Mitsuki can't fire past the 12.8 kilometers.
In real life or in game?
Game. I don't know
Oh.
in real life, but its elevation is too limited.
That was a very vertical group.
Given the 12 centimeter, that's probably, like, if not accurate, then it's in the ballpark. You know what I mean?
Your Helena has swapped to me.
Good. You are now a valued distraction again.
Ow! Single hit.
Wait, what kind of ship are you, Kath? What kind of ship are you drawing? Like, what ship classes?
Shimakaze.
Oh, well, then
Setsuki is a Mitsuki class.
I suppose to an extent this is, like, a relatively adequate form of target prioritization, then?
I took a single shell
Look, him is also
to
way
a turret, an AP shell, and I exploded.
Yeah.
A single 6-inch AP shell, and my entire ship disappeared.
You should see what those 6-inch shells do to your torpedo turrets.
I mean, I'd love to, but I don't even think it actually hit the turret, because all I saw was the radio, or the radio or radar room go black, and the steering gear, I think, went black. Nothing else
We
got
do a little.
damaged. The ship just exploded.
Speaking of, yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of, like... I should probably get around to that Kongou Bridge report. I have held it off, but
What's wrong with
Yeah.
Kongou's bridge?
she is in...
Okay.
The fire control room is in the bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna love Arizona then, because do you know where the... technically speaking, where the fire control booth on Arizona is?
It's supposed to be somewhere deep in the hull,
In the
like
conning
Kongou,
tower.
yeah?
Like
In
every
real
ship
life or in
ever
game?
Made, pretty much, yeah, optical.
So, okay, the way that US battleships worked, I don't know about the fast battleships, but the dreadnoughts and super dreadnoughts, is that the conning tower had a divider in it. The front half was the con, and the back half was the fire control officer's booth. And he'd have a periscope sticking out the roof, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have the spotting people, the directors and stuff, on top of the masts. And the directors would feed data down to the plotting room, which would be processed, fed back to Central possibly, or then to the fire control officer in the conning tower. The fire control officer in the conning tower would then give final orders on when to fire, type thing.
Right.
Well, it's like literally what the Japanese were doing.
Basically what the Japanese were doing, but the Americans stopped doing this after a while. I think, to the point that your fire control officer the gunnery officer of the ship stopped being on the conning tower and stayed in the central, or not central station, but the plot, right?